I welcome all of you to this video class of Class 10 English. The topic that we have today is a short poem which is given in the Unit 3. The name of the poem is How to Tell Wild Animals, which is a small poem written by a famous American poet, Carolyn Wells. Carolyn Wells was a famous poet of America who has written mystery stories also. Her stories are very popular and read by readers all over the world. This is a very tough time. Before I introduce the poem, I would like to give a piece of advice to all of you, all my children. Times are really tough, and as you know, the pandemic is widespread. I advise all of you to wash your hands again and again. This is the advice of not me, this is the advice given by the World Health Organization. So I advise all of you to take good care of your health and learn the poem which I am going to start today. Okay, this poem begins with the first stanza. I am going to read the poem, the first stanza to you, and I want you people to follow the same lines in your book. If you ever go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it's the Asian lion. The meaning of the first stanza is that if the poet is talking about a presumption, the presumption is, suppose you venture out in the jungles of Asia and you suddenly face or there comes in front of you an animal, and this animal has come to attack you and kill you. How are you going to identify this animal? The poet has given a very simple tip to identify the animal, and the poet says that if he roars at you as you are dying, definitely this is a wild creature, a wild beast. It will come and it will be of a very big size, tawny animal, right? And it will not wait for you to run away. It will simply come and jump on you, and as it attacks you and you are dying, if it roars, you will automatically understand that it is an Asiatic lion that has come and attacked you. Now coming to the second stanza. The second stanza: if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. In the second stanza, the poet has talked about identifying another animal, and this time the poet is saying that suppose you are again roaming in the same Asiatic jungle, the jungles of Asia, and suddenly what happens? There is a noble beast that comes and greets you. How can a beast be noble? So definitely this beast may not be noble. It looks noble, but it is dangerous, it is ferocious, just like some human beings who look so very noble and gentle from outside, but when they come and acquaint themselves, make themselves familiar to you, they are actually not good people. That is something you may learn later. So this poem is also an example of satire, my dear children. So in the second stanza, the poet says that if while you are roaming in the jungle and there comes a beast who looks noble, who looks distinguished, and then it attacks you. And when it starts to eat you, you just notice one thing, whether it has got on its body, whether it has got yellow stripes. If those yellow stripes are there, you will automatically understand while you are being finished, you are being eaten up by this animal, that it's a Bengal tiger. Okay, this is how the poet has given a simple tip to identify the Royal Bengal tiger. Now coming to the third stanza. If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered, as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is the leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain. He will only leap and leap again. Okay, so in the third stanza, the poet says that suppose you are roaming in the jungle and suddenly what happens? You are strolling, walking casually, and suddenly you find an animal that has come to pounce on you, and it has come with a very special feature. What is the special feature? Its hide, animal skin. Its animal skin has got pepper dots, black dots or black spots on it. Then it will be very easy for you to understand, because this animal is not going to spare you. It will attack you. And as you are being killed and eaten up by this animal, you will know that if it has got black spots, it is a leopard that has come to kill you. Okay, children? Now coming to the fourth stanza. The fourth stanza goes like this. If you're walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard, be sure it's a bear. It's a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess, he will give you just one more caress. Look at the picture. So, the meaning is that in the fourth stanza, the poet says that suppose there is an animal that has come to pay a visit to you. Usually in foreign countries, you are going to find that these bears, they walk into the backyards of houses which are near to the forest. Okay, this is something which happens in America and Canada many a times. So he's talking about that situation, and the poet says that suppose there is a beast which is roaming around freely in your backyard, just wait and watch. If it comes forward and gives you a huge hug, if it hugs you in such a way that you are squeezed to death, it hugs you in order to kill you. It looks, the bear or this animal looks very, very friendly, but then actually it is dangerous. This is again a satire on human nature. People have dual nature. They may give you a hug when they meet you, but then they may inflict harm on you. So that is the meaning. And then the poet says, if it gives you a bear hug, remember, you will automatically understand that it is a bear, a forest bear. It may be black or it may be a grizzly bear that has come to attack you and kill you. Now coming to the fifth stanza, though to distinguish beasts of prey, a novice might nonplus. The crocodile you always may tell from hyena thus. Hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. Now, the meaning is that it is very easy to differentiate between a hyena and a crocodile. People who have dual nature, it's easy to distinguish them. For an example, there might be some people who are very, very, they flatter you a lot. They are very, very shrewd and cunning. When they meet you, they flatter you. They try to charm you with their sweet words. But then actually, they come with beautiful smiles on their faces. But actually, they are not your friends. They are your enemies. They may hit you back. They may attack you behind your back and do harm to you. So the poet has said that there are some animals which come with merry smiles. They have smiles on their face, but they are not actually your friends. And then there are some friends who would come, some people who cry like crocodile. In English, there is an idiom which says crying crocodile or shedding crocodile tears. The meaning is that when you are crying for fake reason. So there are some people who are fake. They may come and they will keep on crying. They will show their pain and they will ask you to help them. But then ultimately they may not reciprocate the help or the kind consideration that you have shown to them. So there are hyenas, there are crocodiles, and it's very easy to differentiate between them. How is it possible? If they come with merry smiles, they are hyenas, and if they come with tears in their eyes, they are crocodiles. Coming to the last and final stanza, my dear children, the true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, it's the chameleon you see. And in the final stanza, the poet has said that it is very easy to distinguish or identify a chameleon. How will you do that? A chameleon will always change color and hide in its surrounding. So some people are there who will keep on changing their stand and stance depending upon the situation. So it's very easy to identify such creatures like chameleon and the people who act and behave like chameleons. They may not be visible from outside, but when you observe their nature, you will find that they are harmful to you. They are not your true and good friends. Okay, so this is the poem. Now coming to the poetic devices that we have got, I have made a list of poetic devices. The poetic devices are as such. The first poetic device is rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme of all the stanzas are A, B, A, B, C, C. The second poetic device is enjambment. The meaning of enjambment, my dear children, is continuation of lines without punctuation marks. For an example, in stanza 1, and if there should to you advance, lines number 3 and 4 are an example of enjambment. In stanza 4, again there is an example that is in line number 1 and 2. Please check it in your book. Now coming to the next poetic device is assonance. What is an assonance? Assonance is a repetition of a vowel sound. For an example, here in stanza 2, roaming round, O, O sound, O, the vowel sound O is repeated. That's an example of assonance. The fourth poetic device is consonance, my dear children. The meaning is the repetition of consonant sounds. It is there in stanza 3. He will lep and lep again. The letter L is being repeated again and again. And what is L? L is a consonant. So this is an example of consonance. The last but not the least, the final poetic device of the poem is allusion. What is allusion? In each stanza, a particular animal is denoted with the help of the description of the animal. For an example, in stanza 1, Asian lion is denoted. In stanza 2, a Bengal tiger is meant. In the third stanza, a leopard is being described. In the fourth, a bear. In fifth, hyena and crocodiles. And in the sixth and final stanza, a chameleon is being described. So that's all that we have in this poem. I hope it will be easy for you to go through the video and understand the meaning of all the stanzas and the poetic devices which are there. So that's all from my side. This is all that we have. Bye-bye and have a good day.